On to number 16, which we are going to talk about even and odd numbers. So remember, there are a bunch of rules that you could memorize, but hopefully that's not something that you waste your time with, because you can really just quickly reason through a lot of that. So when, for example, we say something like, okay, an even plus an even, and remember that even numbers end in 2, 4, 6, and 8, and odd numbers end in 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. So if we say, okay, what's an even plus an even? Is it even or odd? Well, you don't need to memorize that that's an even. You just can do it really quick. So if I say 2 plus 2, for example, well, that's 4. So that's an even number. And then the next one is, what's an odd plus an odd? Well, an odd plus an odd, all you have to do is use 1, for example. 1 plus 1 is 2. So we know an odd plus an odd is even. And then we can do an odd plus an even. And that, if we do a quick test, 1 plus 2, for example, is 3. So we know an odd plus an even is an odd. The other thing that we need to remember or think about is what's an even times an even. And remember, we had a question like this when we were going through the ACT.org questions. And it just said, okay, well, which one of these are always going to produce an even number? And they had something like 8 times some number times 2 times some other number. Well, an even times an even is going to be even. And that was the answer. And so if you just do a quick example, so if I say, well, what's 2 times 2? That's 4, and that is indeed even. And then an odd times an odd. So what if I say 1 times 3? Well, 1 times 3 is odd, which is 3. And so an odd times an odd is going to be odd. And then lastly, what's an odd times an even? And that we kind of discussed already, because when we multiply here by an even, we are going to get an even number. So what's, say, 2 times 3? Well, 2 times 3 is 6, which is an even number.